Today I've got my Armada 900 tracker out to trace the wire for zone number 4. As you can see, AT&T has done some work in the area. Let me expand my camera. And you can see the new grass around here. This was relatively new. You can see the new grass there, and there's some down the way. The signal I tracked from the valve that's up and around the corner over there all the way to this point, and then I get a really dirty signal going that way. So we started digging next to this box because obviously there was some work done here. So that leads me to believe maybe they damaged the wire in this area. I've gotten as far as to digging up this hole, and now I'm starting to pinpoint what I'm doing. So I'm going to turn on my receiver here. I'm going to set start, and I'm going to set it to the lowest volume setting because I don't need it to be blasting. And there it is. And as we go in, we see our number rising. This is where I use the number more than my ear. And then I'm going to come up, and I'm moving this up in the hole. And I'm getting the highest number right in that area there. So I'm just going to keep digging down until I find the wire. And then I'll use another tool to identify which of the wires it is because we're really close to the controller. It's about 150 feet down that way. So all of the wires are actually traveling through here. We need to identify the one wire that we've got beeping right here, which is going to be the wire for zone number 4. So I'll keep digging. Let's see what we find. Well, it's definitely safe to say I'm digging in the right spot because that is the main line. And the wires typically travel with the main line, at least in my market, and other markets it usually does. So I'm going to have to do a bit more excavating here, knocking some of this dirt out. Might go get a heavy bar for that and clear this up some more. But hey, that's the first sign that I'm going in the right direction. Well, other than the locator telling me I'm going in the right direction, which is why I use that tool. So we'll go ahead and, like I said, get this dug up and see what we find. As you can see, we've gotten a little bit further here. I've uncovered probably about 9 or 10 wires there, but I don't think it's the wire I'm looking for, and I'll show you why. I'm going to go ahead and start the machine again. I have it on the lowest volume I can have it, and we'll put it on peak. And as I'm going over these wires here, nothing. It's not a really strong signal, but watch when I go over the pipe. So I think that I've uncovered some wires, but I believe that the wire I'm looking for is either underneath or behind the pipe here, so we'll keep digging. All right, and this is where we're gonna leave it for today. There's about 14 or 15 wires down there. They're all coming from that controller down there, and where it's broken, I believe, is more in the direction to the right here, which is where I'm finding more and more tree roots. So this is gonna take some more time to get to where the problem is, time I don't have today on this Friday. So we're gonna caution tape the area off so that nobody falls in my hole. And then I'm gonna go put a battery timer on the valve. You guys are gonna love that. It's Friday, that's the time to put it in. And then we'll come back next week, continue our troubleshooting, but at least the plant material will stay alive while we're waiting for me to continue digging this up.